Hello and welcome to Back to the Boat segment once again. So we are into the Single Schools League final round, which will be next this weekend, and we'll have a look at few analysis in the penultimate weekend of action. We saw two exciting games back in Pallakalle, Isipatana versus Trinity, and also at Royal Complex. Royal College hosted Wesley College, the Double Blues. But first, congratulations to Yusran Lantra, Zaira College wing three-quarter, to becoming the Papare's most popular player, winning the online poll. Had 8,451 votes, and Diat Fernando in the second place with 7,651 votes. So congratulations to Yusran Lantra to becoming the most popular player of this season. Coming back to last weekend's action and analysis, let's have a look at this guy. One of the unsung hero in the St. Joseph's camp, Sachit Silva. He didn't play the first two games, but look at this pace. We didn't see much wingers coming into action. We saw from Yusran Lantra in the first round, so as Sabit Feroz in the first round as a winger, but not many wingers. But we saw Naveen Henakankalamge last year scoring plenty of tries. But this guy, when you send the ball out wide, and when you give space for him, he can always sneak through, and he got so much twinkle toes and stepping abilities coming in. So he is by now the highest point scorer, which is phenomenal. And this guy has also scored 11 tries, just 2 tries behind Hamza Reza. As you can see in the screen, Hamza Reza have scored 13 tries to Sachit Silva's 97 points, and also he has scored 11 tries, just 2 tries short, and I'm sure he's going to score at least another 1 or 2 against Zaira College this Saturday at Valisara. And also Hamza Reza, just 2 tries in advance against Sachit Silva. It's going to be a real encounter at the end of the league. Who's going to score that? It will decide this Saturday. Now, the other incident in the Royal versus Wesley game, Wesley were leading in the first half, 9 points to 7, but they were leading also in the first minute with a penalty by Avishka Lee, and also in the 8th minute, I think the penalty again by Avishka Lee, scoring that kicks. He has improved his kicks, which is a good sign for Wesley College, but look at this, second penalty at the 6th minute rather. So Wesley leading 6 points to 0, and then Royal came back strongly, because when you concede too much penalties to Royal, and what they do is actually put them into touch, and then as a result to get a line out. But when you give a line out, especially in the red zone, which is the opposite 22 meter, you're always in trouble. The reason I say that whenever you infringe at the park, especially in the your own half, Royal always what they do is put the kick into touch and then driving maul, 2 faces. That's how Hamza Reza scored this try. And all of a sudden in the 23rd minute, it became 7 points to 6 with that conversion by Mohammad Shakir. So cardinal errors being made. Wesley had so many opportunities even in the first half as well as second half in the opposite 22 meter, but they just could not execute into the points. So, but also referee became into so much criticism at this game, but I don't think every ref do make mistakes. One good example is in the final of the European Championship Cup between Saracens and Clermont, the French club. Even the great referee Nigel Owens made some blunder where commentators criticized on him. He should have given a yellow card for one of the Clermont players, but he did not, especially when they made so many continuous infringement in the opposite 22. But when the commentators, during on air, the game is going, they asked the assistant coach of Saracens at the 60th minute, what do you think about that decision made by the referee? They said, look, we had possession, we had numbers out wide. Instead going into one more face attack, we should have sent the ball out wide to score that try. We are major players, so we should know how to do that. So he didn't put the blame on the referees. So referees' mistakes do come, but the thing is, some of the spectators go loud about this because they forget that so many young children under 10s, 12s and 14s watching that at the same time. And if we go like that, I don't think Sri Lanka has a good and bright future, especially in terms of participation for the referees and officiate, because we have only 4 guys in doing the A segment of schools rugby, so we have to protect them in that sense as well. Some may agree for this, some may not, so it's all up to you to decide. Finally, the 73rd Bradby Shield, the first leg and the league decider. Trinity eyeing to get that league championship after long 30 years, and Royal also will not get it loose this time around. So it's a fitting finale in terms of both the prestigious school playing for that title back in Pallakalle. But what Trinity should do and what Royal should do, we'll have a look at this. The reason is if Hamza Reza, if any team concede a penalty in the opposite red zone, Royal will go for line out, and this is their one of the key strengths which we were witnessing for the long period of time. And you can see Hamza Reza scoring that try. That's a 13th try for him this season. Now, what Trinity should not do is concede too many penalties. And also, if they make so many unforced errors, like the game against St. Peter's, there's 21 or 22 handling errors, then the game will go a little less. The playing time usually it's going to be 20 to 22 minutes. And also, average time of the lineouts or average lineout per game could be around 10 to 12, maybe 12 to 15. But at least from that 12 to 15 lineouts, if Royal gets 4 lineouts successfully in the opposite red zone, means they have secured 20 points. So that's their strength. But Rishan Madana, Trinity lock forward, will be missed out this time around because he had dengue fever. So that'll test Trinity forwards a lot. We know Avishka Priyankara, how brutal he was in the breakdown and in the broken field, because he used to play a centre and who converted into a prop forward since the last 2 years. So that's another added advantage. But we never know what will happen here. And if Trinity could have put the defensive performance like they did against Isipatana, some dog leg and rush defense, then they can probably stop the Royal backs. But it's all about the contest going to be mainly in the among the forwards without a doubt. So in terms of this big clash, I think to summarize, maybe in my point of view, that Trinity, in cricketing terms, they will go the first 10 overs, which is the power play, all guns out. And Royal, perhaps they will save some wickets to counter in the last 10. That's how I predict this game to go on this Saturday at Pallekele. So that's all for the Back to the Board segment, and we'll see you next week with more action in the concluded Singers Schools Rugby League.